What is a figure of speech? A figure of speech is a word, a phrase, statement, or a sentence with implied meaning. So one may say that a figure of speech is a word, phrase, statement, or sentences with some intended meaning. So it shall not be taken at face value. There are so many uses and importance of figures of speech, but in this video, let me just tell you one importance. That is, they add taste in one's speech. So once you learn to use figures of speech, you will have acquired one way or another of adding some unique taste on your speech. Now, what are the forms of figures of speech? Before we enter on forms of figures of speech, please don't forget to subscribe Mr. Tingatinga Literature channel, as subscribing is the only gesture you may show for supporting what we are doing. Now, the forms or types or kinds of figures of speech. The first is personification. This is when inanimate object is given human ability. A non-living thing or an animal is given human ability. For example, we can say the opportunity knocked at his door. An opportunity has been given the ability to knock the door. That is personification. The figure of speech number 2, it is anthropomorphism. Don't mix personification with anthropomorphism. Personification is granting of human ability to a non-living thing or to an animal. But anthropomorphism is a total treatment of a non-living thing or an animal as a human being. So you treat an animal as a human being, or you treat a stone as a human being. That is called the anthropomorphism. For example, in hare and hyena stories, you can see those two animals are behaving and living in a total way like human beings. That is anthropomorphism. But when hare is given ability to talk, just one ability to talk, that's personification. Metaphor is comparison of two unlike objects, ideas, or things by not using conjunctions. For example, when I say my dad is a lion, that is a metaphor. Simile is a comparison of two unlike ideas, things, or objects by using conjunctions. For example, when I say my dad is like a lion, the use of conjunction like, that makes it a simile. So when I say my dad is like a lion, that is a simile, and when I say my dad is a lion, that is a metaphor. Alliteration. This is the use of similar sounding consonant at the beginning of consecutive words. For example, when I say black bent back, the repetition of sound of consonant b, 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 or sound b, 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 that makes it an alliteration. Onomatopoeia is imitation of sound by using words. They might be spoken or written, but when I imitate sound of something, that is onomatopoeia. Hyperbole is exaggeration of fact. It's like you are presenting something beyond the reality. For example, when I say she kissed me 1,000,000 times, you see, that's beyond reality. Someone may not kiss the other one at 1,000,000 times, you see. Another figure of speech is euphemism. This is a use of soft words to replace harsh words. This is all for the aim of avoiding speaking taboo words or avoiding offending some people or person. So when someone say she has kicked the bucket instead of saying she has died, that is euphemism. You see? Like saying I'm going for a short call instead of saying I'm going to urinate. That is euphemism. We have ion. Ion, it's when the said words have the opposite intended meaning. Other one may say that it's when someone says the opposite to what he means. For example, I can say you are so clean while I mean that you are very dirty. That is ion. Anaphora is a repetition of a phrase, sentence, or a statement consecutively. Like in a speech of Martin Luther King, I have a dream. He kept repeating, I have a dream. I have a dream. That is called the anaphora. Again, we have pun. This is a word play whereby one uses alike words with different meaning. For example, when someone says, her cat is always beside the computer watching to the mouse. Sasa, you wonder, which mouse? Is the cat look input device, or the cat is looking for a maybe mouse which is being displayed on the monitor of a computer? That is called pun, or others jokingly pronounce it as pun. We have apostrophe. Apostrophe is when one talks to an inanimate object or thing. For example, when you are speaking to the rose flower, saying, you are so beautiful, wow, your smell is wonderful. That is apostrophe. You should not be talking to an inanimate thing, my friend. So when talking to it, that is apostrophe. You see, one speaking to the sun, oh, you sun, why are you so intense today? That is apostrophe. We have got paradox. Paradox is highlighting the thing by talking to exactly opposite words. It is speaking about something by using exactly opposite words. For example, saying, my biggest enemy is my lovely, beautiful wife. You mean opposite to what you are saying. So paradox is just like ion. Paradox is just like ion. Don't confuse it with other devices like oxymoron, which we are going to discuss it little later from now. We have understatement as a figure of speech. This is presenting of something as it is of less importance. Presenting something as of less importance. For example, you say, I'm a little excited. I won a $1 million lottery. You see, you are a little excited. You have won $1 million lottery. That is understatement. You want to present that $1 million as it is of less value. That is called understatement. We have metonymy. Metonymy is much like synonym. A synonym is two words with the same meaning, two different words with the same meaning. But metonymy here, it is the use of one thing to mean the other closely related thing. For example, you can say, hey, lend me your hand, like, hey, help me. So your hand have been used to stand instead of a help. And someone may say, a sword, a pen is mightier than a sword. You see, meaning that knowledge is mightier than a sword. So you can see, by saying that a pen instead of saying knowledge, that is metonymy. We have oxymoron. Don't confuse oxymoron with ion or paradox. Those are about presenting of opposite meaning, but this oxymoron is about presenting contrasting ideas in a single statement or in a single sentence. For example, when someone says, this is another nice problem, he exactly means this is a problem. He doesn't apply any opposite meaning, and this is called oxymoron. So paradox is presentation or presenting opposite meaning, but oxymoron is the presentation of two contrasting ideas in one statement. Nice problem. Can a problem be nice? Nice and problem are not opposite. If you say this is another nice problem, you don't mean anything opposite. No, your meaning is very, very, very at this point, but you have presented your meaning by using two contrasting ideas. And we have antithesis. This is presentation, or when one presents two conflicting ideas at one statement. Hear this: conflicting ideas. They not oppose to each other. All one does not imply the opposite meaning, no. But he is using two conflicting ideas, fighting ideas, like saying speech is silver but silence is gold. You see, these are two conflicting ideas. An idea of speech is silver, you can see, speech is profitable, but silence is gold. So silence is more profitable. You see, this is antithesis. The statement which present two conflicting ideas. Climax, don't confuse this climax with that at plot stages. This climax is a figure of speech whereby ideas, words, or phrases are arranged in ascending order. For example, you say, oh, you're my brother, my captain, my king. You see, these words have been arranged from less important to most important. We have another, all I can say, last figure of speech, which is anticlimax. Anticlimax is when one is presenting descending ideas, words, or statements. For example, on anticlimax, you can say, you're my king, my captain, my brother. You can see you have uttered from most powerful to less powerful. You see, you go from most important to less importance. Don't forget to subscribe, because that's the only gesture you can provide to show feelings of support to us. Thank you.